Hi, it's Karenlee Potter. I'm here with SK. She's a sugar baby. SK, what's a sugar baby? And
Well,
how'd you get involved in it?
Well, I first got involved as a sugar baby toward the end of my senior year in college at Tufts University.
How old are you
And
now?
I'm 25,
You're 25
and
years old.
I was
Okay.
22. I just turned 22 at the time.
So you've been
And
doing it for 3 years.
yes, decided to Google sugar daddies. I was like, oh, maybe I'll find a sugar daddy. Like I wasn't interested really in guys my own age in college or that sort of thing.
Why weren't you interested in guys your own age in college?
Well, I just found that most of the guys in college were kind of immature, or maybe they were just into like drunken hookups or that sort of thing.
Right.
And, I didn't really relate to them that much, but I had always kind of had a thing for older guys, so I thought, well, maybe I should see like what that would entail. And I also, part of me, so I had a job lined up for after college that had to do with my Chinese skills, which was my major actually.
Okay.
And I sort of was not that excited about that job at all. So I went on seekingarrangement.com and I made a profile, and I was bombarded with messages from interested sugar daddies.
And sugar daddies are like, how old are they?
I would say, from my experience, an average of 42 to 75.
Okay, much older than you.
Yes. And so I had a whole little week planned for myself where I was going to meet a different sugar daddy every night. So I didn't really know what to expect from sugar daddies. I thought maybe like they take you shopping or on a vacation or what. But I met this first guy. We had some drinks and we went back to his house. Well, I realized he was a nice guy, and we kind of fooled around a little bit. And then he was like, all right, like, I'll take you home now. I have like $500. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, like.
So were you knowing that you're going to get paid, or I mean, how does this arrangement work?
I had no idea it would work, that it would work that way.
So you were just going to meet a guy just to go on a date?
I mean, I was just going to see what came of it. Like, I knew on the website they talk about these arrangements that you'll make where, like, you'll write on your profile if you want, like, what you're expecting. Like, you could say $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And then guys on their profiles will write what they're willing.
So this is a money arrangement. Now does this include sex?
It's not an expectation, but it can happen.
It can happen, okay.
And from my experience, it usually happens.
Right. Now, if you don't want to have sex, are they obligated to pay you?
I think with normal, like, prostitution, escort-y type things, it's all decided before the act actually happens. Like, the guy knows maybe I'll be paying $500 and she's going to give me a blowjob. Whereas with the sugar daddies and that whole thing, you don't really know yet. It's kind of up to you as a sugar baby to say, well, here's what I need. Like, I'm in college, or I have rent to pay, or this sort of thing. So it would really help me to have an extra, like, maybe $500 every time we meet, or $3,000, $4,000 a month, or that sort of thing.
So, and this is totally illegal. This is not something that's considered prostitution.
It's not, because you're not saying, okay, $3,000 like for sex.
Right. You're just saying $3,000 for a date.
Yeah, so it's really like any normal dating, but it's a supportive boyfriend who's older and has achieved some level of financial success and knows that you're a young woman who's still establishing herself, maybe in school, has various expenses, and that it would just help her out, give a little allowance, monthly allowance.
Now, are you sexually attracted to these guys?
Sometimes they have that, like older guy, kind of sexy, like sophisticated, mature thing. But for the most part, no, they're just like your average kind of like older guy, usually pretty wrinkly. Actually, there was this one guy. This was the 75-year-old.
Okay.
And we went out for sushi, and then we went back to his house. And he was like, so we kind of started like having sex or whatever, and he was like, ooh, like there's something I want to try. So he lay down like on this ottoman thing, and I kind of like, I was basically standing up, but I sort of straddled him, and like, like when you're normally having sex, cowgirl style, you have all the power like in your legs.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But since I was standing up, like I had all the power like of my whole legs. So I was really like going for it. And he looked like he was having fun and like he was making a lot of pleasurable noises. But then suddenly he started like convulsing kind of.
Oh,
and I was like, God, like maybe that's what he does like when he's orgasming. But after like he kind of like stopped and he was like, just go, leave. The money's on the dresser.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh my God, like I don't know what's happening.
You might have
Like,
given the guy a heart attack?
I don't know. So I took the money and I was like, are you sure? Like, should I like call 911? He's like, just go. And I was like, so I just kind of left. And then like I texted him the next day because like as far as I knew, we'd had a great time. I was like, hey, like that was really fun. Like, want to get together again? He's like, no, like you're way too crazy for me. Like I'm in the hospital right now.
Oh my gosh, you're way too crazy. But if you're gonna go, this is the way to go.
Yeah, like, it was his idea, like to do that autumn, like.
Yeah, you jumped on there. What do your family think about this? Are your parents in favor of you being the escort sugar baby?
Well, it's of course not their ideal for me. But they know I'm very independent and they want me to be happy. They know I've kind of tried a lot of different jobs in the past, maybe not really enjoyed them or not felt like I was really appreciated or that sort of thing. So they know that I get to be myself as a sugar baby and that's nice for me to feel like I'm appreciated. They of course want me to be able to find a kind of normal, healthy relationship.
Now, right now, do you feel like you could jump into a normal, healthy relationship?
I don't know if I could just jump into one really easily. It's like now I know I'm not just going to settle for something. Once you're getting paid that much, like to have sex and like to go on dates, it's like I'm not going to put up with any shit from like some stupid guy.
So,
like you better be really great.
And do you find that you're scared for your safety at all, as far as like when you go into a hotel room with a guy?
No, I don't. I mean, there's a whole kind of process I go through, like on the website, where I'll look at their profile and we'll start talking on the website, and they do some screening processes on the website as well. Like they'll even check the guys' like tax returns or that sort of thing.
And that's why would they check the tax returns? To make sure they're
not lying about, because the guys can put their income on there. And like if people complain about a certain guy, like there's a lot of communication between users of the site and between the people who are on the site, because they know they're kind of, it's a little controversial. So I think they really are trying to make sure it's as safe and as legal like as it can be.
I'm surprised that it is considered legal, because I think of it as basically it's sex for money, prostitution.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because sex is never mentioned. It's really between two consenting adults behind closed doors. Like, it's not an expectation. So it's
How many times do you think that you've had a sugar daddy encounter that you haven't had sex?
Very few, but that's because like once it sort of registered with me, like, oh, that's how you get the money. That's just the easiest way to. Then that was sort of how I go about it.
Please subscribe to my channel, Karenlee Potter, here on YouTube. Bye bye.